I'm not a street photographer anymore, and in this video I want to tell you why. I want to tell you about something that happened to me recently that completely shifted how I think about photography. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but this might resonate with some of you who are also questioning where your photography journey is heading and also thinking about what kind of photographer that you really want to be. But first, let me tell you about a few weeks ago. I found myself getting out of my car about 3 in the morning after a couple of hours sleep, bleary-eyed, ready to capture summer solstice at Stonehenge.
Thousands of people have gathered at Stonehenge this morning to mark the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year, the most daylight.
I'm not suddenly a hippie, and I know thousands of photographers have documented solstices at Stonehenge over the years, and I'm not really doing anything new, but something about this experience just captured my imagination like nothing else I've photographed before. At one point, nearly 25,000 people were crammed into the space next to the ancient monument that's been standing for over 5,000 years, and we were all there for the same reason, to witness the sun rising on the longest day of the year. And the diversity of the people there was incredible. You had your classic hippies and ravers, Hare Krishnas, druids, shamans, even a group of South American panpipers. There were old people and young people, families with kids who probably should have been sleeping, couples holding hands, solo travellers like me, people from all over the world. And it was this beautiful sort of chaos of humanity all brought together for this one special moment. Photographing during the main event at sunrise was really difficult. 25,000 people means you're basically in a mosh pit with camera gear, so I sort of left that behind me and jumped over the fence and got a peaceful shot in the field facing the sunrise. That's when I found myself wandering among the actual stones, which is something that you can only do during solstices, and I rested my head against one of the stones and closed my eyes and just took stock of everything a bit. So there I was, touching something that people have been gathering around for thousands and thousands of years, and I'm thinking about how far I've come on my photography journey, because that was the whole reason that I was there, right? To photograph my experience. So what has all of this got to do with not being a street photographer anymore? Well, I started to think with real clarity about what I actually care about photographically, and it's not really the streets, whatever that even means. This then got me thinking about street photography, which is what I've been focused on for years now. And when I first picked up a camera seriously, street photography drew me in because it's all about capturing human moments. The spontaneous, the serendipitous, those unexpected interactions that happen when you're just out there observing the world. And don't get me wrong, I still absolutely love that. There's something so exciting about walking out your front door with no agenda other than to see what the world offers up that day. Street photography has taught me so much about patience, about how to be creative compositionally, how to really make something out of nothing. It's made me bolder and more connected to people around me, and it's really given me purpose and drive, and it's really where I've learned most of my technical skills, by just teaching myself in challenging environments and just making it up as I go along, really. I've always defined myself as a street photographer, but is Stonehenge the street? Is a protest march the street, or is a family gathering or cultural ceremony? Because those are the main things that actually really interest me now photographically. Those are the kind of human moments that I really want to explore and capture with my camera. I've spent years honing my skills on the street, learning to see light or anticipate moments and work with strangers, but now I really want to take those skills and apply them to maybe bigger projects and threads that I can sort of pull to see what happens and see what I discover with my camera. So here's what I've decided. I'm not a street photographer anymore. I'm a photographer of humanity. That might sound a bit pretentious and like I'm taking myself way too seriously, but I'm really not. I just like thinking about it, and I also like having a direction and goals to work towards, and that really does give me motivation to keep on taking photos. My focus is shifting from street photography specifically to photography in general, and you might kind of call it documentary photography, but that's really the whole point I want to make in this video. I don't want to label myself or try to fit into a box, and maybe you shouldn't either. The quote from W. Eugene Smith from the beginning of this video I think distills this really well. The world just does not fit conveniently into the format of a 35mm camera. For me, this quote implies that photographers shouldn't feel limited by tools or conventions or genres, and instead we should really aim to capture the world as we see it and not be afraid of pushing our boundaries. I'm still going to make videos about street photography because I absolutely love it, and it's an incredible foundation for any photographer, but I'm also going to explore other photographic ideas and genres and make videos about it for this channel as well. I want to really build a body of work over time that focuses on the human condition, and whether that's through stage portraiture or environmental portraits or candid spontaneous photography or just whatever feels right for the story I'm trying to tell. Am I going to stop taking photos on the street? Definitely not. Some of my best work happens when I'm just wandering around responding to what I see. But I'm also giving myself that sort of permission to be more intentional about the projects that I pursue, to spend more time on single subjects, or to really dig into communities and stories that matter to me. Here's why I'm really sharing this with you and making this video. For those of us who really want to take our photography sincerely, who want to improve and make the best work that we can, I think it's incredibly valuable to take stock and assess where we're at in our journey. We need to sort of check in with ourselves sometimes and make sure we're really on the path that we want to be on. Maybe you've been doing landscape photography for years, but now you're feeling a bit more drawn to portraits. Or maybe you've been focusing on weddings, but you really want to try photojournalism. Maybe you've been shooting digital, but now you're really curious about film. The point is, it's okay to evolve, and it's okay to question what you're doing and why you're doing it. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Have you had moments like this in your photography journey? Times when you really realised that you needed to shift direction or expand your focus? And what's driving your photography now?